All right, let's get right into it. If you're an international medical graduate, you already know the US residency match is one of the toughest challenges out there. So today, we are going to break down how to build an application that doesn't just get seen, it gets you noticed. Let's dive in. So let's start with the big one. The question I know is on everyone's mind. Is there some kind of secret formula, a guaranteed path to landing a US residency spot? Well, let me be really direct here. Thinking in terms of a guarantee is, frankly, the wrong way to look at it. It's a misleading framework that can actually set you on the wrong path. So we've got to flip the script. The goal isn't to chase some mythical guarantee. The real goal is to build an application that is so strong, so compelling, that when a program director sees it, their first thought is, wow, we absolutely have to interview this person. That is the new target.
I want you to think of your application as a pyramid. And you can't have a tall, impressive pyramid without an absolutely rock-solid foundation. So let's start there, with the non-negotiables, the pillars that everything else is built on.
So what's this bedrock made of? It's really three core things. First, you've got to excel on your USMLE exams. And with step 1 being pass-fail now, the pressure is really on for step 2 CK. Second, your ECFMG certification has to be secured. No ifs, ands, or buts. And third, all of that needs to be backed up by powerful, compelling letters of recommendation. These are the three legs of the stool.
Okay, now here's a huge strategic move you can make. USMLE Step 3. Yeah, you can take it during residency, but passing it before you apply, that sends a massive signal. It tells programs you're ready to hit the ground running, and this is key, it can remove a major headache for programs that sponsor H-1B visas. It just makes you a much, much easier candidate to hire.
Now let's circle back to those letters of recommendation for a second. Look, they are not all created equal. Not even close. A generic one-paragraph letter from some famous department chair you met once, that's almost worthless compared to a detailed, personal letter from an attending physician who saw you work day in and day out. They want to hear stories, specifics. They want proof. And please, don't underestimate how important this is. The source material is crystal clear on this point. Good letters can literally make or break an application. They are the proof, the validation from people inside the US system that you are who you say you are.
Okay, our foundation is set. It's strong. Now it's time to build the body of the pyramid. This is where you start to really stand out from the crowd with experiences that tell a story of your commitment and your unique skills.
You can kind of think about these experiences in tiers. At the base level, you need that hands-on US clinical experience. That's just foundational. A step up from that is research productivity, getting some publications, showing you're a scholar. But then you've got the real wow factors, like a dedicated research fellowship. That's not just an experience, it's like a year-long audition for a spot. And we have got to be super clear on what US clinical experience actually means. A passive observership where you're just standing in a corner watching, that's not going to cut it. What programs are looking for are hands-on externships where you had real patient responsibilities. That's the only kind that truly counts. All right, let's climb to the very top of that pyramid. We're talking about the peak now. These are the holy grail achievements. The things that make a program director literally stop scrolling, lean in, and move your application straight to the top of the interview pile.
So what are these wow factors? Well, think big. Things like a dedicated research fellowship in the US, or being the first author on a paper in a really high-impact journal. Maybe it's getting into an honor society like AOA, or even leading a significant quality improvement project that shows leadership and a commitment to making healthcare better. These are the game changers.
So you've built this incredible application pyramid. It's solid, it's impressive. But there's one more layer of strategy we need to add, and that's focus. A great application isn't just a random collection of achievements. It's a story that's perfectly aimed at the specialty you want. And we can be smart about this by looking at the data. Historically, certain specialties are just more IMG friendly. Fields like internal medicine, family medicine, and pathology consistently have a high number of IMGs matching. That's not a coincidence, that's a strategic pathway. Now, to give you some real-world context, the match rate for non-US citizen IMGs in 2023 was just under 60%. I don't want you to see that number and feel discouraged. I want you to see it and feel motivated. It shows that this is hard, yes, but for those who are well-prepared, success is absolutely achievable. And this is where that tailoring your story really matters. Every specialty is looking for something a little different.
For internal medicine, you want to show off your problem solving. For neurology, it's all about your diagnostic skills, maybe some neuroscience research. Applying for pediatrics, you'd better have experiences that highlight your communication skills and advocacy for kids. You've got to speak their language.
Which brings us to the final, and you could argue the most important part of this whole process. You've got all the pieces, the scores, the experiences, the letters. The final polish is weaving it all together into one single, powerful, and unforgettable story. And telling that story means using every tool available to you. Take program signaling in the supplemental ERAS application. This is your chance to tell a handful of programs, hey, I'm not just blasting out applications, I am specifically and genuinely interested in you. When used right, that can be incredibly powerful. And this quote right here just nails it. The real wow factor isn't one line on your CV. It's not one award or one publication. It's the entire cohesive story that all of those pieces tell together. So as you go through this process, as you build your pyramid piece by piece, always come back to this one question. It's not just, what have I done? It's, what story will my application tell? Your job is to make that story a great one. Thanks so much for tuning in.